2018 Ford Edge with the 2.0 EcoBoost with 67,000. Cylinder number 2 misfire. Alright, let's take a gander. Going off of the trouble codes alone, I didn't get to experience any misfires. Alright, new coil pack in cylinder number 2. Well guys, I almost cut this, but I figured this might help someone out with this 2.0 EcoBoost. I'm going to show you the TSB I found in correlation with this misfire. And I also noticed that the coolant reservoir was low and that number 2 spark plug was a little bit hard to remove compared to the rest of them. Almost like it was tight all the way out. And here we have the technical service bulletin for the 2.0 EcoBoost coolant in the cylinders. This is 192346, applies to the 15 to 18 edge, 17 and 19 escape, and 17 and 19 fusion, and a couple Lincolns as you see there. In summary, what it's saying is that the part may be on back order, but the thing I want you to look at is that part number 6006, quantity 1 required. That's an engine assembly. And then here's a time guide, pretty much up to 15.3 hours, depending on what you have. And then as we get into the service procedure, this one doesn't apply to us because we have the Ford Edge, so we'll be skipping to step number 3. But I'll leave a link to the service bulletin in the description for anybody else that may have found this video. All right, let's get into this test procedure with the engine at normal operating temperature. Pressurize the coolant system up to 20 psi and let it sit for 5 hours. So in preparation to this, before the vehicle was hot, I put my pressure tester on the vehicle. Pressure tester I was using is made by Astro Pneumatic 78585, and I'll leave a link in the description to this one. This is quite the setup. Pretty much covers everything you will need, and it can also do vacuum filling of the systems. I had this thing sitting overnight with 20 psi on it. It did leak down to about 10 psi. I just brought it back up to 20. The coolant is a little low. Not seeing anything on the floor underneath. I want to say for the owner, I hope it's not that, but it would give us some answers if there is any freeze in this cylinder. So it's the next day. I let it sit overnight. Now the TSB says to give it at least 5 hours. So to get down in the cylinders, we'll be using this endoscope. It's one that I got off of Amazon for relatively cheap, and it hooks up to an iPhone. I believe you could get it to hook up to an Android as well. I'm not 100% certain, but this is the model W400, and I'll leave a link in the description. It comes with plenty of cable, so you can get down way further than I need to go. It also comes with a mirror in which we will be using if we need to see around the cylinder in angles that we can't get to straight on. You guys are there with me. As we enter cylinder number 2, you can see how it's wet going down the cylinder sleeve on cylinder number 2 and starting to puddle up on top of the piston. Now I took and I moved over to cylinder number 3, and as you can see, this cylinder is dry. I have no coolant making it in. Now back into cylinder number 2, we're going in with a video this time using a mirror. And now you can clearly see the coolant intrusion into the cylinder going down the cylinder wall. This is upside down. That's actually up around the head gasket portion. That's very unfortunate with a vehicle with under 70,000 miles on it, 2018. However, I'm going to leave it up to the customer what they're going to do next. I really can't do anything unless I pull the head off it to see what is causing it. Is it a flaw, a head gasket? We just don't know until you dig deeper. Unfortunately, this will most likely go to the dealership unless they have a change of heart. But we'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.